Nothing no sweet like mama love. Mama, you're the greatest. You are the queen of my heart. The love where you give me from start, you never fake it. Yo, this is Dedly Ranks, and do remember to check my brand new album. It's called Silent Giant. And remember, Cawpie, because that one allowed 100% reggae music. And remember, you're locked to TIS, True Island Story. Bless up yourself. Dedly Ranks says so.
Welcome to Jamaica, the island of real bad man. Some real dog at you, some real gang bang. No run for the fair, the not garbage pan. Step up! These are the moments when everybody gun loaded. We not instigate violence, but we believe in the self-defense no matter what. These are the moments when every gangster gun loaded. We not instigate violence, but we believe in the self-defense.
In Jamaica's relentless war and crime, the worst criminals end up on the True Island Stories platform. These are their stories. Welcome to True Island Stories. This is part 3 of the Cawpie story, the finale. Cawpie, OC, Wappy King, the terrible moleculi from outer West Kingston. Now, we left off this long-awaited epic tale finale where Wappy King, OC Cawpie, was totally consumed by the rock cracky to the point where his behavior became impulsive and erratic. Cawpie could be described as an evil geezer who would spit in your sandwich and serve it to you with the most beautiful infectious smile. He was a mucilaginous tragacanth, an oily substance that protected his abraded, evilest membrane. Cawpie's badness could be said was akin to that of a merconium. Stink! What's a merconium? Oh, it's a baby's first doo-doo. So, his son used to check up on him occasionally, and on this one occasion, his son checked up on him out of concern and begged him, "Pops, please me, I beg you. Ease up for the crack-a-lack, no man. Ease up, no man." Cawpie looked at him scornfully, and his eyes said it all. Ease up. Ease, Cawpie, ease up. Him busy with your time. Frownsy, Chosey's front and say, boy. Ref up from boy, man, phone for boom a dollar kind head. Who is you? Fear come tell me. Your father with it though. All for yourself, yo. Go easy and don't try over egg the pod, man. I may bring you come a hole in remember that, you know. Support me it bag, yo. A dash it, I get dash, you know. Remember that, man. Oh, yeah, come pass your place. If I never one thing you say. His son stood there looking at him, staring at him. But his dad was too far gone. Far into the infinite abyss of darkness. Cawpie was neck deep in his substance abuse. And to him, his son was just a mere silhouette, an unimportant statistic, not considered human. Yo, I agree with saying, one time a man have some old fridge and some old sitting some stove, you know, can fix them thing then and him want them move, you know, from point A to point B, you know. So him link Cawpie, you know, and that style for him the works and ask Cawpie, "So Dan dada, much I charge me for that little bit of work, yeah?" And Cawpie responded, "Me not told you all to do them work, you're still in a burst as are you?" Cawpie go, "As a you in a the badness." The man go, "Downtown Gooseman pan the pilgrim." So Cawpie say, "As a you, oh 5 bills and I'm deal it kick and fast." You know them time the 5 bills enough. So the grim goes and look upon him questioning like, too much that you know, but he did not say that to the impulsive killer. So he grim make like him go in his pocket, you know, and goes and pull out a little file paper, a little, you know, wrap up neat. And go so and dash it under the pile of junk, you know, man, a fridge and sitting, you know. And just walk off and go sit down on a fence, you know. And just watch Cawpie and move the pile effortlessly. Yo, all one and Cawpie and fling a fridge them with enough to get tea product, you know. Job done, man. The man not give Cawpie a dime. Oh, 5 bills. fool you kept man find the Gary Gary. So a man a mama and I'm bet, you know. But fun and joke at up, guy two side full. Cawpie was so unruly that every Sunday he would fire at least one shot from his 45 pistol on Chancellor Lane. At this time, he had a few devlers, you know, that were from the old system of Cow, Early Bird and his brother. To be exact, Cawpie had a Tech 9 and his infamous 45 that he was always seen toting on a regular basis when he was up and about, shampooing in the Gary Gary. Many persons were afraid of Cawpie. His lazy eye and his resume of murder would consume people's soul by just the sight of him. Cawpie was an individual who was very vivid with his words and promises as well, and they were not of any good standing or of a charitable gestures to it, but one of dark and callousness. So, what am I speaking about when I imply he was a man of his words, you may ask? Okay, yes, when Cawpie said, "Me I go dash away," he meant it by all means. Expect it. Cawpie would have come like sci-fi. You know sci-fi where Sir Peter about? Yeah man, that pilgrim they used to wait for you for a house stop. But check out that sci-fi story. Dark pilgrim. Yeah, Cawpie was similar to that. Listen me, Cawpie was one of those old school spangler who could give a person a fixed date of their timely interview with Sir Grim Reaper. No one dare mess with Cawpie except for one individual who was amongst Zeeks by the name of Ramal, O.C. Big Ray. Not his real name. Oh no. If you know me not sure about a name, that mean you know the pilgrim there about same way. Above. You know, he's on the, let's say, the right side of the grass. Yeah, that's that guy for there, the right side of the grass, you know, that means, yeah, under the earth. Alright. Good sir. Alright. He was the one who went into Cawpie's yard the day after Rem's stabbing, after the troublesome Rem rode his prize bicycle. Yeah man, the man ride Cawpie bicycle. You can check that out in part 2 to keep abreast of this incident. Cawpie had a friend who he grew up with on Chancellor Lane, who Cawpie thought was not so loyal to him like that. Back in the earlier days of their friendship, I'm talking. Now, the reason for Cawpie's obnoxious paranoia was due to his friend. Listen this. I'm not making this up. The reason for Cawpie's obnoxious paranoia was because his friend gave up the crack addiction, based on him realizing that this lifestyle was going nowhere fast, but towards a downward spiral of atrocities. Cawpie was like, yo, you know, so that house to that for dead. But his friend was never afraid of him. And on occasion, Cawpie goes, look, and knocked 2 in a ear when his friend was approaching the yard that they shared. And the friend then asked Cawpie, "Oh, afraid they want me, afraid of you?" Cawpie just laughed and walked away. Now, if you remember in part 1 of this series, where I disclosed that Cawpie extorted all the weed vendors and peanut vendors from St. Elizabeth, it did so in a brutal way. If they didn't comply, he would sometimes scold them. Not to go off tangent here, but this was done a lot back in the days, back in the late 1990s when Zeeks lived on Chancellor Lane in the yard, which is now called Unity Land. No, man, Unity Land. No, Unity Land. You must know Unity Land, man. He Zeeks sent for all the men from St. Elizabeth who sold marijuana and just kick and thump, pickaxe stick, beat them up badly. Yeah man, all a pilgrim named Rodney, that Rodney story with Zeeks in its entirety is on this channel, so you can go check it out. Epic, bread back down from start to finish. Wicked series. Check out that Rodney versus Zeeks. Now, Zeeks is serving a life sentence for taking his life, and Rodney was amongst those men, you understand, we should get beat up. Now, this is one of the reasons why Cawpie also picked on them, because they were seen as some idiot in their eyes. You know, country pilgrim, no? Country boy. Come here, man. You have in your pocket. For this, man. So you turn by yourself 50 to the first 20 out of that, man. Yeah. Drop it off from a mums. No badness. Yeah, man. While Cawpie was up and about in the community doing his dirty deeds, there was an imminent plan afoot to get rid of him. And I must also correct a statement I made in the initial series where I said that Cawpie had offsprings in Arnett Gardens era. This statement is false. Cawpie had 2 sons in Denham Town at the time of his existence. And the friend I spoke about, who Cawpie wanted to dirt because of his decision to end his crack lifestyle, was given the lowdown of Cawpie's sinister plans to dirt him on a special day. So the friend and a few of his compatriots started to plan for Cawpie. I hear them say, when you dig one hole, I dig one, dig two. But Cawpie was a very paranoid schizophrenic, as stated before. He had Zeeks and his crew shook. They never liked the fact that they couldn't control him, and they never know when Cawpie, was going to act out of pocket. Now at this time also, the system of Zeeks was being sent into the Stone Age. Okay, look at it this way. In every administration and dynasty in the underworld of West Kingston, whether it is that of the Spanglers, which is the Phipps system, or the Tivoli system, which is the Coke system, the new Don of these wanton and color syndicates eradicate their fellow kins. Check out, make reference to Klansman system. As your Sir Peter said, I have to make reference to Godfather, because the whole away are one Justice League. You hear the man always say, I hear me always say it. You see when the crew them now nobody else dirt, the outside war, you know them do, them start cannibalize them own people. G-City crew, they were one in unison fighting against Bad Breed, Lamillion man them. And when the war they subside with them do, the faction split. One G-City, 1 ton unknown, and then G-City, ton 6, and then them start fighting one another. You know, one of the most brutal, bloody conflict, just like clans. Well, Spanglers was no different. You understand me? Yet them eradicate them own. Cawpie was more of cow and early bird era. Hence, Zeeks had to do away with him. Zeeks was scared and frustrated, man, and was adamant that Cawpie had to go because the community became very fearful of him as well. You understand me? Zeeks had a weed man that Cawpie respected and got his regular parcels from. Now they devised a plan that they would catch Cawpie off guard. You understand? When the man comes selling weed and Cawpie go there, you know what I mean? Doing thing, extort and thing. So Cawpie was lured into the yard where some ganja was on the ground in a bag. So the man tell him, say, you know, cause in terms of share the weed with Cawpie. So the man tell him, say, yo, pick out where you want, man. Cawpie was very glad, ecstatic. So Cawpie kneel down, you know, and I smell it. I hit that body, you know. And I inspect the weed. And I pilgrim named Rem just pull up behind him. Boom! He one in him back. But Cawpie goes and spun around like a wild cat and pull out his knife and start move towards Rem like a mad tiger, pouncing upon his prey. And Rem goes boom, boom, give him 2 more. But that wasn't slowing him down, because remember, you know, him system full of cocoa, you know, so him depa high adrenaline. Cawpie look upon him surprisingly and say, Eto, brute. That mean, you too, my son? In Italian, it means, you too, my son. The same words Caesar recited when he looked up and saw his own son Brutus among the traitors, 60 senator conspirators, who stabbed him 23 times on March 15, 44 BC. Now me like beat and teach, you know. What does BC mean? You guys might see it often, some of you. It means before Christ was born. So that's how they used to measure time back in the day. And AD means in the year of our Lord, meaning the years Christ lived. So after Rems goes on, boom, and knock him twice. That wasn't slowing down Cawpie. So Cawpie started advance and Rem shouted, yo, you the fussy a can't dead, brother. His accomplices though, who was in the yard as well, were calm and reserved. And one of them goes, ease off a 45 neatly. And goes, boom, boom, boom. And the Cawpie 3 in the mid, dropping him instantly to the ground. Then roll over his cadaver in a tarpaulin, all dirty tarpaulin. Not the tarpaulin that me use, you know, that my daughter next one. And threw him in a garbage truck and dump him over Riverton. That was the end of the crackhead one. And it is whispered that Cawpie's sighting, that Cawpie's ghost has been seen in the deep, deep ravines of Riverton City. And if you listen carefully, You can hear him howl on every full moon. Ow! Ow! The Guru has spoken! We've come to the end of the finale of the long-awaited Cawpie badness. Sorry for the long, you know, but I say it goes sometime. We have to just do the right when the right come. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you haven't checked out part 1 and part 2 on the channel, you can check it out. And everything tying back with crab and, you know, all of them bad this time. Yeah, the crab badness is done, you know. You see, enough more badness, Spanglers badness, you understand? So check that out. And the Jobs Volume 2 series, all who want to see that, you know, I forgot on Patreon. Because, you know, for some untold reason, you know, I take it down. Because you don't know some things cause problem. But sometimes I'm going to have to check before him send me a story. Because the onus not depend on me, it depend on the sender. You have to know who you're rolling and how, you know what I mean? Who alive and who will. Check that out please before you send me a story. Cause I take a whole heap of work for bread back down a story, you know, dog. Whole heap of editing, whole heap of this. Me I tell you sometimes one story take all. You see how long I take for the Cawpie? Alright, over 2 years. So when I put in the work and if you take it down, brother, it'll cost me. So think before you, but me rather you not send me none at all. If you got, you know what I mean? But at the same time, rather remove it off of YouTube. Put it on Patreon, you know what I mean? Because safety first. You see me, I say, that's just my thing. Remember, me entertain, you know. But if you're out there currently at the foolishness, kill off innocent people, you best believe me, I'm afraid for should be out, you know. That's just some of my things said. You understand? So, what good stay out of trouble. Remember Darker Side of Paradise, the audiobook written and narrated by Guru. You see that Pilgrim link me and tell me, say, him listen to the book, man, and me I tell you, him just listen it, you know. The way he laugh and cry and just remind him of film life, you know what I mean? And a good thing, you know, somebody like me put out a story like that, you know what I mean, where him can connect with, and many other people tell me that. So if you haven't checked out Darker Side of Paradise, please go check out that online, Volume 1 and Volume 2, and me I come with also arrows my American green card. Enough people I got through it, enough people not got through it yet, but I go through it, you best believe me. So when I drop it on YouTube, me I do it as a book, but me I drop it on YouTube, me I beg on give the support, because I do it for me, go down go through it already, you know. So I do it for get views, you know. Me just put the time in it for write it, edit it and do it, so you can, you know, learn from the mistake when me make and do the right thing. Sometimes, just listen it, alright? Well, I would say that's trouble. But if you choose to pick up the gun or the knife, then there's a chance you might end up in Joe Island Stories. What? Well, you choose. I am Joy.
Pepper, you know the real J-thing, huh? How I grow up, sometime the road tough side slow. Real patriots never buck, never fall. How they get to run, that's why. Back from the boy who not do that. Boy, who no can't kill with joy, who no boy. Who from your soul don't know a wrong boy. Yo, and a man bust a shot him off a pack up and boy. Pointed on him head back and boy. Pop off him strap on him friend him for door. None of that, no assumption, I saw the ground rough, yeah. Power, married to corruption, criminal, bred from limited options. 10 generation, I see the said someone wanted man will live long. Name one, things forever bury with no done. Name one, and good honest politician. Name one, and get a youth resilient. Back from the boy who no do that. Boy, who no can't kill with joy. Who no boy, who from your soul don't know a wrong boy. Yo, now a man better boy. And a man bust a shot him off a back up and boy. Pointed on him head back and boy. Pop off him strap on him friend them for door. None of that, you a man better. Things risky, for the misfit. Death rate fit the logistic. Chris, I want the biscuit. Eight of crackers with the whiskey. You're not listening. Crime live here, so it's not visiting. Visitors, careful, you know what the business is. Murder, plunder, pillaging, bloodshed in all the villages. You name it, yo, we live in it. Get rich, I do special delivery. Nightmare, Tormented images, vengeance. Bloody cycle continuing, but know your secret, but it's no revenge. Looking at the mirror, there is no different. Man, we full of, hey, how we know we trends back from the boy, who no do that. Who no can't tell we jar, who no boy. Who from your so we don't know around boy. Yup, now a man better. Any man bust no shot him off a back up and boy. Point it on him head back and boy. Up off him strap on him friend him for door. None of that, now a man better. No assumption, I saw the ground run. Power, married to corruption. Criminal, red from limited options. 10 generation, passing the said song. One wanted man will live long. Name one, brings a fella with no name one. One honest politician, name one good. And get a youth resilient. Back from the boy, we not do that. Can't kill with your on the back. Who from your soul don't know where wrong go. Yo, a man better go. Any man bust a shot him off a back up and go. Point it on him head back and go. Pop off him strap on him friend him do. None of that or that. Yo, you know the thing going on Sotto seat up a beat, you know. Hey man, take it to man. Boy, man. Man to them pepper.